Hi everybody, VRhotlaps here and welcome to the video. Today we have an introduction because after years of practice and years of honing my skills, I believe I ran the perfect race, but it's cost me big time. So the perfect race, I believe, isn't about the result, it's about every decision you make being the correct decision and maximising every opportunity in order to achieve the best result possible from where you were on the grid. And I believe I've done this, but one incident has overshadowed everything and it has cost me my place within the league that I was racing in, and the hypocrisy is absolutely wild. So sit back, watch the perfect race and listen to my story. So the concept that we have is a qualifying, then we have a 15-minute sprint, then a 40-minute feature race. I got pole and I won the sprint, and for the feature race it's a reverse grid, so I will be starting from the back. So as we head towards the start finish line and the lights are about to go green, we're going to be underway in the feature race. 40 minutes endurance race, starting at the back as we won the sprint. Always love the feeling of heading into turn one because you never quite know what you're going to get. So we see our trainer who makes a bit of a mess of the first corner. I cut to the right of him and I've picked up a penalty straight away. Now that's not ideal, is it? You're going to see I come to the right and then Artreo is naturally coming to the right, and if you just look here, I've crossed the pit exit on the unbroken part of the line. That's a penalty all day long. It's not anyone's fault. I chose right before Artreo was moving and Artreo was naturally coming right. That's the natural line through there, so it's just unfortunate and circumstantial. So one of the things we're going to hear about is that I was told not to race too hard. I know, so see, I just moved off the racing line there, as is courteous. It doesn't make sense, does it? You're in a race, but don't race too hard. You tell a sprinter, well, you know, race, but don't go as fast as you can. Makes no sense, right? So lap 2 is almost like a hard reset for me and our trainer in front of me. As we get here, we've got a bit of drama coming into the corner before the back straight, and we've got Slapfisk has a second penalty and Artreu has gone past Dexter Pipper. Slapfisk is of course going to get offline, so let's have a look at what happened. So caught in the wake of a car clearly off track, that's a penalty. Watch Dexter, he's going to hang this round the outside. That's a very good move, but this is over driving. You've got a penalty. How do you still manage to hit a car and knock them out and lose them a place when you've got a penalty? You're already going to lose your place down this straight when you hit the penalty zone, so why fight that hard? That's someone who's over driving, who's driving too hard. I'm going to get accused of this, and I'm going to get accused of driving like this was a daily race. So yeah, that's an example of someone driving too hard, but that's okay because I was told that's not their fault, they don't get to practice. But if I drive too hard, I should not drive too hard. So remember this as well. You'll see this a couple of times in this race, that position. It was in the first lap and it was also there. So lap 4. You can see Dexter's car's all over the place. There's a bit of lag from his internet. We got our Treyu in front has picked up a penalty. Again, fighting for a corner when you've got a penalty and you're going to lose the space. Now, in all fairness to our Treyu here, doesn't hit anyone, keeps it clean. I'm only highlighting it because to me that's inefficient. So that's why I wouldn't do that. But that's just inefficient racing. That's just going to cost you time, sort of thing. So I'm only just pointing that out for that reason. Artreo didn't make no contact. So we go past Artreo. Still following Dexter. Now, I'm not going to lie. Me and Dexter do have a coming together. And I was blamed for it. And it's ridiculous that the fallout from it has resulted in me leaving this league. So you'll see, every decision I'm making so far is a good decision. I'm clean. Look how stable my car is. Look how, you know, everyone else's cars are shifting around. Dexter's internet's shifting around. His car's unstable. Everything about my car is pointed in the right direction. It's smooth. I don't like talking when it's sped up because it kind of encourages me to talk too fast. So we've got a yellow flag, Lord Zord, sorry. Good rejoin there, didn't just cut across the track. Good rejoin, nice to see. As we follow Dexter following Morismo, and he's got a good run on him. And is he going to take him down into the chicane? He does. Good move, solid overtake. Now I'm following Morismo. And here's something I noticed in the sprint that I especially managed to really sort of play with it here. So look at the drive I get out of this corner. When I go up the right, which is where everyone goes, I sort of see that that's never going to happen. And also Morismo did get good drive off the corner, to be perfectly fair to them. So forward to the end of that lap. Cheeky look down the inside of Morismo, but never going to go for a move, just trying to distract. Great exit from this corner. I'm now sort of early shifting, just trying to slow down so that I'm not too close, because we know where we're going to put our move. We've shown him the right hand side once. Nice and early on the accelerator. This time I'm going to come left. Morismo, brilliant, just let it happen because it wasn't worth fighting. And this is a lesson that needs to be learnt by people, is know when to concede. I've got so much more speed, so much more drive. I'm up the inside here. There's no line for them through this corner from the right hand side of the track. So yeah, live to fight another day. So well done, I respect that. Know when to pull out. Every pun intended. So moving forward again, we have the Lamborghini of Dexter. Lap 7. So I've now caught up with Dexter and I'm just trying to suss them out. Now, funnily enough actually, the day before this race, me and Dexter had a little go in a lobby, had a bit of a practice. I didn't want anyone to know how light on the tyres this Alfa Romeo was, because I put the work in and tried every Group 4 car and found this one could be used good. Now I sandbagged a little bit, which means I wasn't quite my full potential. But the funny thing is, this is the first time I'd spoken to Dexter. And we was bantering, we was talking. You know, we've obviously talked to each other on Discord, but this was the first time I'd had an actual conversation with him. And we're bantering, we're saying, like, you know, well, if I get round the next 2 corners clean for once, you won't be pulling away, you know, I will be with you and I will be passing you, sort of thing. Just banter, light banter between 2 people. Out of nowhere, completely caught me off guard. Do you know what they said to me? And anyone who knows me, you know I will not lie. I will tell the truth to my own detriment. I don't even know how it started, which is why I was so shocked. But he said my aunt is a horrible bitch, out of nothing. You can see me getting in cheeky. Look, I'm never going down the inside there again. It's just about distraction. As I come around this corner here, I just get caught in that little gully on the edge of that curb there, and I lose a bit of time. So yeah, he actually said that out of nothing. I mean, you don't know me, dude. You don't know my family. Don't you ever talk about someone like that. If you know someone, yeah, but this is our first time talking, and that's what he said. It shows you what sort of person they are when the veil slips and they're comfortable. Why would you say that to someone first time talking to them? Absolute crazy. So, lap 10, lap 10. You see, I had a lap just to sort of cool down and reset and see how much extra speed I've got there. I've just caught up to him very easily. I'm lazy on the gears. His car's moving around all over the place because of the lag, and you can just see how untidy the driving is. My car is so balanced. I've absolutely got it under control. Untidy, misses the apex, so now I know I've got a run on him. So there's a little caveat. In the sprint, Dexter was behind me. Exactly the opposite situation. So watch what I do. This is how you should defend in a friendly league when you're trying, you know, to win, or you know, you're trying to race but you don't want to be too hard. I stayed down the left hand side the whole way to let them know I'm defending the chicane at the end of it. So, you know, I'm thinking mile down the road ahead of me. Defend there, late on the brakes, it's all good. I sort of cut them off here, but that's not intentional, that's natural line through there. Sort of shake my head to say don't stick your nose in there because I'm going to be there. Then the next lap, exactly the same thing, very next lap. Look, I'm straight away, I'm down the left hand side. No, I'm defending the next corner, which is all the way down the end of this straight. This is supposed to be a friendly racing league, so I'm committed nice and early, so that if you're going to come past me, you've got all that space down the other side. Late on the brakes. Nice and smooth, perfect defending. That's how you do it. Gold star to me. So again, natural racing line. Then after this, I think Dexter got a penalty and I drove off into the sunset. So back to the main feature race. Dexter is driving directly down the middle. So why? Why would you go down the middle? And the answer is simple. If I go left, he's going to run me off the road, you know, give me no room. If I go right, he's going to do the same. So I'm the one that gets accused of racing too hard, but he's the one that's hedging his bets. Now watch, here it looks like I'm to the right of him. He's going to come over to the right, so I go left. Subtle. Now watch, he's now coming over to the left and running me out of road. We touch, I correct it, which means we touch again. We both correct it, and then we touch again and he spins. Here it is from what is effectively my view. I was in VR, but I forgot to record the VR, ironically, because I tried to sort of apologise and see what happened. So you see, I go left, and now suddenly he wants the left-hand side of the road and leaves me nowhere to go. Now apparently I should have waited for him. Now anyone who knows me, King George, if you're watching this video, we've raced in league matches, and I knocked you out accidentally, didn't I? Totally misjudged my braking zone and wiped you out. I waited for you, didn't I? Because that was the correct thing to do. He even said to me in Discord, you don't need to do that, but I was, nope, that's the right thing to do. Well, I didn't cause that accident, so why would I wait? The last race of last season, the guy that already had the accident here, when he had a penalty, I was in first place. They wiped me off the track. They didn't wait for me, but that was fine. So, lap 17. You see the race leader, Alan, is coming into the pits quite leisurely by comparison to myself, but I do practice the pit entry. So you're going to see that I finally fulfill my life's goal of going from last to first. Circumstantial, of course, because I haven't pitted yet, but you know, I'll still take the roll call. And the little caveat with this car is it's great when it's tyres, but on these mediums, when they reach this point, they become quite slippery. I think it's because the car doesn't have a lot of weight. So it becomes slippery, and you can see I just start to struggle for tyres. And Artreu's a great racer. He's not going to waste no time in giving me a hard time. And he's pushing me. Obviously not in the literal sense. He's making me have to work properly. So look, here we are, the same situation again. I stay down the left hand side. I've been through this many times now in this night. So I defend the inside of the next corner right from the start. That's all I wanted to do. This is where Dexter knew that he'd lost the corner the second I got down the inside of the left on the inside of him. That's when they knew. Now I cut him off there. I didn't do that intentionally, but I'm coming into the pits. You see that? I just scrape over that corner there and flat out into the pits, but I do practice the entry because I don't want to pick up a penalty. And I'm now going on to the soft tyres, the race mediums, lasting 18 laps. And I come out behind Dexter, and I did know that Rockstu was there. Rockstu, our glorious leader. So you can see straight away, I need to use the tyre that I've just put on, nice and fresh, loads of grip. I need to use it to get past Rockstu, because I know that Artreu is going to come into the pits. So you can see how much more grip I've got. I think Rockstu is on hards at this point. No point fighting it. Fresher tyres, and because he didn't fight it, he just played the sensible move. Just let them go. They're faster, they're faster. So I acknowledge, like I do with people when they do the good thing, right thing. Just an acknowledgement, just to say thank you. So the end of that lap, start of lap 20, and Artreu's coming out the pits, and I'm thinking, how did he get out so quick? Because, I mean, I didn't have a slouching out lap. I was pretty quick. I got past one driver without much hassle, and I can't figure out how he managed to get out in front of me so quickly. But I figure it out in the end. You see, they take that corner very, very wide, and I believe they pick up a penalty here, yes. That's a corner that's easy to misjudge. So they're going to have a penalty, and that's an opportunity for me. See, I'm quite a way back though, so I had to get a good exit onto this back straight. They're in the slow zone. You can see that catching, still making good choices. Down into the corner before them. Artreu not fighting it too much, but he's never going to give me a moment's peace and quiet, because he just doesn't. So we're all good. Lap 21. You have to excuse me if my breath is a bit bad. My breathing, sorry, not my breath. My breath's fine. My breathing. This is one take so far, and I don't often do one take. I'm starting to get a bit breathless. So I've picked up a penalty because I cut the first corner, and now in VR you don't see penalties in your mirrors. So if you see here the car in the little screen there, nothing. So I don't know he's got a penalty, I just know that I have. And he gets a run on me, and as I've said with other drivers, if you've got a penalty, why are you fighting so hard? Because you're going to lose the place anyway. It's quicker to be, just follow them. So as he comes past, he's got a bloody penalty himself. And I'm like, I don't believe that. So here we are, both got a second penalty. Wheel to wheel, door to door, mirror to mirror. both at the same time into the penalty zone. And out of nowhere, Rockstu comes past. Where the hell did he come from? So this is great racing, and this is respect, and this is how it should be. Look at that, side by side. Still side by side. Now I've seen this movie before. Remember the first corner and lap 4? I back out here. It's the right thing to do, because we're going to either have an accident, but I know that I've got this corner really far. Look how early I'm braking. That last white line across the course there is my braking zone just before it. I'm braking at the first out of the 3. So I'm so sort of trying to slow down. I'm early shifting just to save fuel. And it's just about, right, we'll focus, we'll get the next one. Every decision I've made so far feels being a good decision. We've caught up with Rockstu, who did surprise me big time. I didn't realise he was behind us still. It's the only actual thing in the race I actually feel like I lost track of was that I wasn't expecting him. Everything else I was very much on the ball. And I don't think I've made a bad decision yet. I've picked when to go, when not to go, when to pull out, when not to. So look, Rockstu all the way down the left hand side to defend the corner. How it should be done if you're friendly racing. Racing hard, but racing fair. That's how it should be done. That's how I've done it, that's how others did it, that's how Rockstu did it. So here, I've got to run on them. I've been practicing this move the whole race. You've seen it before, you've seen that before from lap 1, and you've seen it when it was Dexter on lap 4, I believe. So here we are, lap 1, cast your mind back, that view. Now here we are, it's that view again. Now I've been practicing this, overtake of the day. Early on the accelerator, push all the way out, surprise 1, surprise 2. That's a great move. Absolutely blinding. This is it from my point of view, pretty much. I say again, I don't have the VR, but this is roughly what it looked like from my point of view. Seen that before. A punch through the corner. There goes one. Up the inside now. There is a bit of contact. We're going to have a bit of a review on this. Now it's unfortunate that Rockstu got a penalty there, but I do believe I had the justification for the corner. So as you see, as we come through, obviously our Treyu there's totally stunned that I'm there, and then here, and so you can see really when the road's really narrowing down, I am more than halfway up the inside. By the time there's first contact, I am level and I can't be any further over, so I've got every right to be there on the track. I think that's perfectly fair, perfect game. So, our Treyu, very quick pit stop, and then I suddenly noticed they're starting to drop back, and then I twigged why they had such a quick pit stop, because they're running out of fuel and they're now fuel saving. And our Treyu, I'm gutted this happened, dude, because we was having an epic battle. Absolutely epic. Got so much respect for you as a racer, dude. So you can see as they've come out, they're waiting for 40 minutes because they haven't got enough fuel to complete the race. If they do another lap, they're going to run out. You see, look, he's just waiting for the 40 minutes so the checkered flag comes out. So you can see down there, 58, sorry, 59. Unfortunately, all those cars just happened to be close enough. He's the first to take the checkered flag, and he didn't deserve 6th. No way deserves 6th. So all that's left really for me to do now is just cross the line under no pressure. But the fallout from this was pretty big. Straight after the race, I want to ask Dexter what happens, because that was stupid, you know. Didn't get the chance because they left the server straight away, and it's because of that I forgot to save my VR because I went straight into Discord to go find them. Obviously I congratulated the winner because that's just classy. But something got lost in translation. I was asking from the point of view that I was kind of annoyed that, one, there was an incident when there didn't need to be, because I thought it was quite aggressive from them. And two, it ruined the chance of some really good racing between us. But anyway, the blame was put on me from Dexter. He even put a clip on the Discord channel that was cut right before the contact, and it looks really bad for me because there was no context, there was no showing the bad exit they had from the last corner, or the fact that in the run up to it he wasn't picking a side. Then when he did pick a side and went to the right, I went left, and then suddenly they're coming back over to the left to squeeze me. Didn't show none of that, so it was quite like misguided. No, that's not the right word, is it? It certainly wasn't an honest take on the on what actually happened on the incident. Then the next day I thought, I'm not going to do the next night's race because this is bad. I defended myself in the chat and was effectively told, oh, don't race too hard, which is ridiculous. So I put my own version of what happened out, and I showed the two sprint defences, because that's how it should have been done, and then showed the incident in full. And I already knew that the writing was on the wall, so that's why I titled it The End, because I already knew what was going to happen. And so later that evening, later that afternoon in fact, Dexter kind of contacted me and said, I just didn't appreciate you doing it publicly. Now, I've watched other people discuss incidents in that Discord server after a race, and so I just thought that's how they handled it, so that's what I did. And he even put, because I was the victim and all, which is ridiculous. So I retorted with a long post, and I said about, when I first joined I was told to race. I said I didn't want to interfere in the championship. I was told to race. I was leading the Italian race, but I didn't want to take that win because it wasn't honest. I didn't know about the reverse grid, so where I've let all the cars go past me, I ended up on pole for the Italian race, and no one was catching me. So I backed out and I drove the last 2 laps slow to let everyone else go. I didn't want to take the points off people. I was told to race. So when Rockstu contacted me later that night, he said, maybe this isn't the place for you to race. Because other people, they don't get a chance to practice as much. So when they have an accident, that's fine. But when I have an accident, which I don't even think was my fault, I get told I race too tough. And I don't follow the rules. No, I follow the rules too much, and I should be around other people that follow the rules. So you're admitting other people aren't following the rules, or general rules of motor racing, but I'm the one that's being told not to. It just doesn't make sense. And if anyone can make it make sense, please tell me. So that's that. I am back to being a nomad. I have no tribe. But where one door closes, I am a firm believer that another opens, and I'm already planning on moving away from PlayStation. Not because of this incident. This has already been cooking for months and months, and it's close to being realised. So that's it. 5 minutes of chat afterwards. God, the video weren't bloody well long enough. It is now. Anyway, this is me. Kind of gutted that things have worked out how they have. But don't let the bastards grind you down. Take care. Bye-bye. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. All the help we get is greatly appreciated. Hopefully we can grow together. Be good, stay cool, bye bye.